All right, we are good to go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I got some great news. Everybody that is signed up for the Titan Challenge 4, everyone, you get to go over and look. And we got you set up correct on the Titan Challenge 4 now. This is for everybody that signed up at the end of December and January. There should be no hiccups. Everybody's on Titan Challenge 4 now. I switched everybody over just to make sure that you are on the same plan. We're all rocking and rolling. Sorry about the confusion there, but we got it all straightened out. So if you did save some finished workouts or goal weights or anything on the last couple of days, that won't be there. But moving forward, everything is recordable and ready to go. This also has to do with anybody that wants to, in the future, jump onto Titan Challenge 4. It is there. Just go on over there and hit refresh into your goal setting. So feel free to hit me back. Also, the customer support. What is the customer support for us?
If you have the app, going through the app.
Go through the app if there's any hiccups. There shouldn't be any hiccups. And if you guys got my emails, you guys know you can always use that. You got Jeff's email, you can always use that. But go right through the customer support app if there's any hiccups. There won't be. This will be rocking and rolling and great to go. With that being said, I got some more check-ins to do today for some one-on-one clients. Today being, Tuesday. So what I'll try to do is this Friday, what I will try to do is set up a room. Again, I'm seeing if it's available. Or if not, that's available, then I'll probably set up a Zoom for a lot of us. Titan Challenge 4 to get you guys on there with us on the Zooms. And right now we have over 50 people that are doing Titan Challenge 4, which is great. I love that. It's a good group of people. And again, just because it's not January 1st does not mean you can't do this with us. You can just jump on. You're a week behind. This will be 12 weeks. Let me say that again. This is 12 weeks on this bad boy. And again, we'll pick the winner at the end. What else do we have for today? Besides the great news, Titan Challenge 4 is ready. Everybody, I got you switched over. If there's any hiccups or anything, you touch back with us. Serge is over here. Serge has been killing the Titan uniforms. If anybody, again, anybody and everybody, Mary, anybody, if you guys have photos or shirts of the uniforms, if you got the uniforms, make sure to feel free to take some photos and send those on over to Lifestyle. We'd love to do more of you guys in the Titan uniforms up on that page relative to just me and Mona or Titan. I would love to see you guys, the true Titans out there that are wearing the uniform, to do that. Let's see, we'll cover else. Sorry about Walmart. We're going through the product pretty darn quick there, right? So sorry about that, but there's still the online. You guys can always go through online for orders for Walmart. And then for us, we should get the blood work link back up. Or if it is not back up, get that back up so they can see that as well. Let me see something real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Even at the top, it's not right. Titan Challenges at the top. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. What's that? Those are both those. Okay, so we'll have the link back in the bio on Mike O'Hearn Instagram. And we'll also put it down here for you guys that are going to do the blood work. Let's see what else we got here. Boom. I'm so quick on that stuff. Jeffrey, can you see screen? Go for it. If you can see that.
Yeah, that's the blood pressure.
Okay.
Mike, glad to see you back on the line. I have a question about salt. Do you prefer adding salt to your water or to your food in order to keep the muscle fullness?
I know a lot of people do this, and I was just reading something the other day. Them talking about that they love the sodium in the water and stuff. I don't. I got enough sodium in my food and stuff that I don't do an extra amount. But a lot of people love it. A lot of people love it. So I would just do this. I would let's not worry about if I do it or not. You should try it and see if you like it. See if it does something. Um, I don't. Is that the main reason?
What?
Well, he said muscle fullness. Wouldn't it be for a better workout? Because you're retaining more water, so your joints are healthier. I think I think the main reason for it is because you get better workouts because you retain more of the water instead of you almost dehydrating in a sense at your workouts.
I see it as like, hey, why do you go heavy? Yeah, because it keeps me in the game for longer. It's longevity. Oh yeah, it builds muscle too. That's over there.
Right.
Which is like the muscle fullness. Yeah, it's over there, but the salt really like it's replaces those electrolytes. I get more.
Yeah. So Jeff was just making a point. A lot of the stuff we do here is, I think we just realized that if we could always be rehabbing an extreme elite way and still getting in the workouts like we want to, but almost like a rehab. So we're like not just strengthening the body, but we're fine tuning the shoulders. We're helping the elbows, and the side effects that happen from us doing that in such a precise way is muscle. So I think that's what it is. But I would try the sodium, but I definitely do the sodium with the foods, which help me do it. Let's see. That's an interesting question. Um, what do I like more, bodybuilding or powerlifting? I can't compare the two. I can't. I couldn't do the one without the other. And as soon as I realized that, at 12, 13, I had the option to do both. And somebody says, well, what do you want to do more? And I go, I want to do both. There's never been in my entire life that I looked at it and I said, I liked one more than the other because they were so different. They were so different. One is you're a complete savage and a monster, and that's the powerlifting, and I needed that part. And the other part was the artistic. It was the spiritual part of lifting. So yeah, I they're both incredible, incredible. Thanks. Good question though. I don't think I probably have been around here long enough, but I don't remember if I've ever been asked that question on which I actually like more. I will say this. I like this one. Hey Titan, you good today? I'm really good today. I got up feeling like I could move something good, and I think we need to do a full YouTube on this. Today was one of those days where, and I think this is important, and I'll leave it here today because I want to just really get into depth on this. I went in and I lifted today, but I lifted heavier than I've lifted in a while. And so that just means all it really means is that my body is used to that weight again. And because I've been up in that pinnacle level for a while now.
Sorry to interrupt your
It's okay.
lovely talk.
It's okay. Titan, do you want to say hi?
Hi. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Guy. Just one of them. Just one of you out there just got a hello.
Yeah, we're going to run some errands, bank and post office.
All right. All right. Have fun.
Door.
Have fun storming the castle. in the game. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I know that sometimes a kid came in today to train with us, and he was just finishing up the 9-week power bodybuilding, and so he should hit a top weight. I do think that there has to be, and this is what I love powerlifting. You're going to find more, which is it's an interesting. You find more educated people because of the numbers game when it comes to powerlifting. So I find a lot more engineers that powerlifted, especially in the 80s and 90s. And so I love that those guys are the guys that they make the notes, they make the calculations, they analyze the numbers, because that's what powerlifting is, right? And so they just know these things. And today I noticed that both the kid and the father didn't pay attention to their numbers. He was like, yeah, I did this. I don't know. I'm going to go and hit this number. And it seemed odd to me because I know my numbers. It's not something I have to try to remember. I just know where my strength is at and some of my PRs in my life. And I could talk about how strong I was at 30 when I wanted to wrestle a bear. But I still know those numbers. And today, it just seemed like there was a disconnect on a person doing 9-week power bodybuilding, which is all number based. It is numbers for the reps, the sets, the percentage that you're going at. And then at the end, it gives you a great calculation on how much you will be able to PR. And they didn't have their numbers down to the point of where I asked them any question. They were like, I don't know. It was something like this. It was something like that. And I'm like, this is not. The only reason I'm saying that is because if you're doing a plan, especially a powerlifting plan, keep your numbers. Understand what your numbers are. Don't jump around so much. You put out the plan, your 9 weeks, your 12 weeks, whatever that is, and then stay to your numbers. And the reason I say that is today I felt very, very strong, and I went and I lifted. And there was a point where I was lifting a weight. And I think to most people, the weight I was lifting, what were the hundreds or something like that on the flies, I was trying to feel the weight. But at this stage, I was so strong that they felt like 10-pound weights in my hands. And I'm like, what am I doing? Let's just go up. Let's just go up again. And it happened again. I went up to another weight, and I'm just doing a simple exercise like incline flies. But I go to 120s and I'm doing them. And the same thing happens. It feels like nothing in my hands. So the body is really adapted to the weights that I'm lifting. And I want all of you to experience this when you do strength gains, when you do Pro Secrets, when you do the power bodybuilding. I want you to get to that point with the numbers that you're working with. And the reason I'm saying this is because at the end of each of the exercises I was performing, I was hitting the weights that I haven't hit in a couple months because I was dieting. And I was hitting them very easily. So what would the typical person do, Jeffrey? Like if they hit that weight today that I hit, wouldn't they just keep going?
Oh, hell yeah. They keep going up until they crash.
And the reason I'm saying this is because I could have kept going up. And Jeffrey talked about, I put up a 500 incline the other day, and it was a joke. It was so easy. It was like I could have kept going, or I could have gone up another 20, 30 pounds easily. I want you to understand this, though. There's a difference between your body being able to handle the weight you've been playing with and you being stronger. Because there's a couple things that I want you to be safe about. Could I have gone heavier today? Yes. Would my joints and muscles been used to that heavier weight? No. But if I can move it, it's fine, right? Yeah, it's a tricky window at that point. It's a fine line. It's like I did some weights that I haven't done in a long time. So let's just be cool there. Where I think the old me, the young me, I guarantee, would go, let's keep going. Where I realize now, being an old wolf, that it's like, I'll get it next week. Now that my body's in here, I'll be able to play with this stuff a lot more and get the body used to it. And the reason I say this is because it goes back to the aspect of people talking about drugs. And they're like, well, you've been doing drugs for 45 years. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. There's no possible way I could have ever done that. My career would have been over in 1990. And it's the same way if you do that stuff or don't do that stuff. And I don't think you guys understand that. People just think the guys that get on that stuff can lift whatever they want and nothing happens to them. The muscle gets strong. That's the scary thing. The muscle gets strong. The ligaments don't. So now you got this incredibly strong muscle, and you got these ligaments that are as used to the weights that you used to push. And they'll get stronger, but they're not going to get stronger as fast as the muscle. So now you're playing around. And that's the risky part. And hopefully we're going to go live with this expert today that talked about if you go heavy, you get injured. Well, that's not true. You actually get stronger if you go heavier. But be realistic with your strengths. Be realistic to where you stay in the range of the numbers that you've chosen during the program. Ed Cohen talks about it all the time. And I always reference back to Ed because he's the greatest that's ever done it. Don't go above those numbers. You're doing a 12-week plan. You'll get what you get at the last of the 12 weeks. And then if you get 3 plans a year, that's a lot of extra poundage and a lot of extra weight through that year that's going to set you up to win. But the guys like today that went off the chart and didn't pay attention to it, or me today that could have kept going, but that might have been the injury. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. I really came home today going, ooh, I could have jumped and kept going, but it was like, I got more weeks of this stuff. We'll be fine. I can rewrite my numbers now, maybe. And I realize the goals I set can now be beaten and probably beaten right now. So if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to start another 12-week program, like 12 power bodybuilding or strength gains, and do that. But we're switching, right? We're switching to the Titan Challenge 4. Man, we got to keep on these guys. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about these other guys on here, everybody. But what we'll do is, oh, Jeff already got that one. Look how fast he is. All right, go for it.
Mike, 5'10", 23 years old. And for the past 6 years, I've finally reached above 200 pounds. I have a lot of muscle, but also some fat. I really want to lean down properly and slowly. Is that a good idea?
That's a great idea. I love the fact that it sounds like you took your time and you didn't diet. You put on the muscle correctly, slowly process, and it took you a good 6 years. That's quality muscle. Yeah, I would take 12 weeks, slice down, see what that lean muscle looks like on you, and also what body parts need to really be focused on the next couple of years. Good luck, man, and great job. Great age to be that focused. Does that make sense to you? Did that make sense to you that if your body's not used to that stronger weight, even though you're moving the weight, for example, I was doing the Titan bar today, and I haven't hit in 405 on Titan bar in a long time. But I hit 385 today, like a joke. Now that's the heaviest I've gone in a long time. So it moves so easy. I could have gone 405, or the day that I did the 500, I could have gone above that. But if the joints aren't used to that, would you push it regardless to try to get the single?
Yeah, I would. Because you know you can do it. It's like flooring a car that you just turned on after I didn't turn on.
Whoa.
Are you doing a metaphor?
Exactly. See?
Whoa.
Are you doing something that's relatable that we can understand?
Yeah, right? You can't do that. What? You don't floor a car when it's like super cold. It has to cycle oil first. So it's like,
I don't think people really give that thought, though, when it comes to
same thing
the
with-
strength level. Is like, hey, if I'm strong today, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get it. I'm just going to push it. And then you always hear the stories, years later, oh, I really pushed it this one day and I pushed it over beyond. I'm not saying don't push it. Understand there's two things I'm saying here. I'm saying if you're that far out of your wheelhouse like I was today, and sometimes when you're on a strength gain program, you get those moments that nothing feels heavy. There's been a few times the reverse bench, that 500 with Kelly. Oh my gosh, double, triple with that. But again, that's so much more than I was normally doing. And so to continue that path down, going, let's find out where I get tanked. Yeah, it just doesn't seem smart at this point when I've already set a PR.
It doesn't matter if it's like, it shouldn't have to feel heavy for you to feel like it's working. Because even if it's not heavy, they should be able to still feel it working just as much as if the weight was heavy.
And I think that's the scary part when it's like today for me,
Yeah.
or the 500s or those days, any of those days that I come in, like when I did 775 for 3 on deadlift, I honestly thought I could wrestle a bear. It felt like nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm training with Joe DeAngelis, which one of the guys, me and Chris Cormier were just talking about, who's probably the strongest bodybuilder in history. And we were lifting these weights, and I was like, I don't know what my end game, I could just lift it all. But again, if I'm already doing 30 or 40 pounds above what I normally do, you're already going, wait a minute. I'm more concerned about the joint ligament connection, that it's not used to it, regardless of how strong I am. So
But you need that. You need to push it to that spot every once in a while and get your body used to it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't mind hanging there for a couple weeks and then going up again.
Just dabble.
Yeah. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. I don't know if you've ever felt that, where just no weights were heavy for you that day. You were in the zone, and you're just feeling strong. It's again, I'm trying to say that there's a percentage for everything. If you're already hitting 100%, and you're like, let me go above those numbers and go up even worse, it's a risky thing. All right. I'm guessing you're already blocking these guys. Wow. We're getting these guys. All right. Jeffrey, do we have any more questions today? This is a great time. Anytime I go live like this, guys, you guys want to ask those questions, this is that time.
Have you ever tried lifting after eating cannabis?
I haven't gone camping in a long time. So there's a canopy on my car, but yeah, I haven't done that in lifting and camping.
Serge loves to go camping.
Serge does go camping a lot.
Goes camping with the
Hell
boys.
Hell yeah.
On a weekend trip with the boys.
We're just looking over the questions, guys. Hang with us for a second.
We don't do cannabis, but we do have CBD for dogs. So if the dog's feeling a little anxious, or just help them move better, CBD for dogs is A1.
You want this one, Jeffrey?
Like, should I eat the same amount of protein to build muscle as maintaining muscle?
He just answered his own question.
He actually didn't.
He did. The same way he asked it,
Go for it.
he said, if you're should I eat the same amount as what I'm maintaining to build?
No, he didn't,
Like,
right?
do you not think about it when he spoke it out? Like if it's just to maintain, then obviously it's not going to help you build.
I see your point. Okay, yeah. You just kind of answered your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, he answered his question as he asked his question. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the question. I appreciate that. Hey, guys, for everybody out there, if you are trying to maintain your muscle, there, I guess, would be a calorie intake for you that you're retaining that muscle and your caloric intake. I guess we can go back to those terminologies if you want to do that. But if you're trying to build muscle, obviously you're trying to push that surplus into something more. And then you gotta play with the weight lifting and monitor it every week to see if you are gaining weight, strength, muscularity in the sense of not just fat or water. So it's a great science. It's a great test for yourself to figure out what those numbers are. But the great thing about bodybuilding and weightlifting is playing with those numbers. I think for me, I think some of the fun is experimenting with the numbers, experimenting with, hey, what does this much protein do for me? What does this much protein do for me? Because I find on a cut, if I go less than 300 grams of protein, my body shuts down. And this is cutting down. So if I am at 300, if I can keep it around 300 grams of protein, then I can continue to slice up. How wild is that? You would think you're cutting up. You can go to 150. Doesn't matter. You can cut up. My body shuts down. It shuts down. So yeah, that's the great thing about the Titan crew and us checking in and making sure that you're moving in the right direction. So everybody's not the same. Thanks for your question. Serge is being toxic on the response. We're sorry about that. We're coming from love here. Not everybody is at Serge's level. We understand that.
All right, Serge. Lots of people say you should get most of your protein from natural sources, such as meat, but sometimes I find myself getting a lot from whey protein shakes. Is this okay?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
It's a slippery slope. I think they're
Yeah.
suggesting like let's say you're someone that works crazy hours and then most of your meals are shakes. Is it okay most of your protein comes from those shakes, or do you prefer it being food?
Yeah, if that's what he's saying, I'm going to try to answer it how Serge says it because I don't understand. Are you saying between supplementation protein compared to food? Well, you should always have food if you can. But again, most people don't have the time, don't have the capability to walk around with 6 meals or 8 meals or whatever you're doing. So protein would come into play. And then you said whey. I mean, I'm just assuming you mean just any kind of protein powders. Yeah, it's not just, it can be egg protein. I don't care what it is, but it's protein. Yeah, you always go for the food just because for me, more than anything else, is that way your body has to utilize and digest it. And so it's not a liquid form where you don't have to digest it. You're actually burning a little bit more because your body has to work through it to digest the process. I like that. And I just like keeping that. And we found this out talking today about, and I've noticed this last 20 years, everybody seems like they have this digestion problem now. Everybody can't digest food. It's like something that's so, it's crazy. Now I understand that things happen as you get older and your body kind of works in a different way, but it seems like it's even much more than that. It's like, so if I have carbs and I haven't had carbs in a month, you know what happens to me? I retain water. I blow up like a little balloon. What does it mean? It just means I haven't had carbs in a month or breads in a month is what it means. You follow me? 4 days later, my body's used to the breads again and the body's working fine. But I'm not going to think that I actually have a digestion problem or my body is allergic to breads. For me, I'm speaking about for me. I'm sorry, but it's like I understand that I've ran away from it. I dieted down, and then you just feed your body again. But to answer this question, I would say, yeah, with foods, but I wouldn't worry about it. This isn't going to be the thing that doesn't make you the champion that you can be. Just so you know. So if somebody says always have the foods and don't do the protein drinks, this isn't it. This is not the, does it make sense? Again, I'm trying to make it clear that this won't be the trick. It's like a person saying, I like isolate protein. It's better than whey protein. Well, I like casein protein. They're all good. They're all good. Thanks for your question.
What do you think about cheat meals? I haven't had one in about 1.5 years. Are they important?
They're really important. I don't call them cheat meal high days. I'll call them high days, and they're very important when you're in a deficit and you're cutting up. Yeah, they're very, very important. But there is the other side of this that mentally they're also important if you need a treat. You know, it's like, hey, I'm going to give myself a little treat. Yeah, I'm okay with that as well.
Pick me up.
Obviously, you don't need it unless it's a mental thing. Mostly because in the off season, you're in a surplus already, so you don't need a high day. You're already in a high day. Yeah, but if you need it, you got a relationship where the girl wants to go out eating and you got to go enjoy yourself. As long as you're enjoying yourself, then you're going to stay with this process a lot longer than the guy that goes, I can't have the cheat meal. I'm so locked down and so regimented. Unless you like being that regimen guy. Again, this is all about mindset. Unfortunately, the perfect diet, the perfect training, and all that kind of stuff that I tell you guys to do, if you don't like it, you're not going to do it. So the very best isn't the best for you. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Again, it's in a deficit, a high day is very important, especially if your body is shutting down on you. Oh, I love this. So both of my movies are airing at Sundance Film Festival, Magazine Dreams, and also Divinity. So I'm pretty cool. The guy was just saying about surprised I didn't get in one of the Marvel movies. Yeah, just like anything else, guys, there's a million guys out here in Hollywood auditioning for every single role. And what was cool is some of my fun ones was when I read for Superman, and I think it was Clark would know better, but I think it was before Battle Dome. I did Superman, this short, World's Finest, and that got me into read for Superman, and I was one of the last 5 guys. And actual, what's the guy that's Superman now? Henry Cavill was also one of the 5 guys. He didn't get it either at that time. So he didn't get it. I didn't get it. And then I forgot the kid's name that got that one. And then after some Return of Steel or something like that. And then that kid got it for one. That one bombed. And then they gave it to, which I think is a great Superman. Henry Cavill is great. Oh, that's Brendan Roth? Yeah. They said to me, they go, we think you do a great Superman, but we're looking for a Clark Kent. Yeah. That thing changed after that one. Got to keep pushing, though. Got to keep pushing. Got to keep moving forward on those kind of things. Go for it, Jeffrey.
Great genetics. My birthday, January 19th, 1968. 56 years old. Health is number one important in my life.
Yeah, it really is. We appreciate it the older we get, too. Am I sick? No, I just got my sexy voice today. Big Scotty. Thanks, brother. Another one of these Titan crew members that's an absolute beast, pushing it up. I saw a couple emails, I think, come in from you today. I'll make sure to take a look at those today, Scotty. MC Fast Rap. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. That's why we're here, right? We keep learning, keep doing our thing. What is your question about joint pain? Make sure to take care of it. Protect the mileage. We talked about, Jeff and I talked about this the other day during the workout. Is I will always go to the lesser numbers depending on how I feel. There's days we go in on legs and we'll do 20 to 30 reps on leg press, which is great and fun. And then there's days we go in and we're doing 5 sets of 5. So again, it depends on how you feel. Main thing is vitamins help, proper foods, feed the connective tissue. And like we were talking earlier, the training is a huge part of it. Stimulate it enough to where you're putting stress on the body, to where you're strengthening everything, not just the muscle. Again, the muscle is always for us the byproduct of everything else we're doing. No, nope, not this time. So, as we talked about this, I think last week, we'll finish on here. We talked about how I'm going to slice up this time, this 12 weeks, and what I'm going to do. I'm getting ready to get on stage here in April. And so, with that being said, the focus and the goal this time is if I have to burn more calories, I'm going to do a second workout. So I'm going to do another body part. Will I do both body parts together? Absolutely not. I will not do that. For me, if I do any body part, I don't have enough in the tank at that time to do another body part. You know how people say I do back and biceps. I'll do chest and triceps. A push pull. I loved push pull. That was my first programs are push pull. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't have that kind of energy today. And the way I train today too, I destroy that body part.
Even if you do have the energy, I feel like it's tough to really push it.
Well, what kind of energy? I mean, think about this. We take days off during the week, right? And why do we take days off? We're wrecked. And that's just because we did 2 days in a row and then we take a day off. So imagine, just stay with me on this, guys. I know if this sounds confusing, but we take days off during the week because our body is sore or tired from the last 2 or 3 workouts. And that's one body part. So imagine the individual going, hey, I want to do body parts twice, 2 body parts each workout, or these full body workouts. I have no idea how that works. For me, and you guys can all be different than me. That's great. You guys are all much more savages than I am. If I go in and train chest like I did today, I have nothing in my tank left to do any other body part. And the philosophy of this, well, because you did chest, if you just do a little bit for triceps, then that's enough work for it. I'm not going to treat my triceps that way. I'm not going to disrespect my triceps. I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to disrespect them and do 1 exercise or 2 exercises and finish them out like that. I'm going to walk out of the gym. I'm going to go home and get another meal. And then after I recover, if I can, then I'll go back and do another body part. Hopefully you guys understand that, but it's like most of the people that say, and this is off season again, I understand it's a different world when you cut up. I'm trying to put on muscle. I'm trying to put on strength. And to put on strength and muscle, you just got to be more precise. It's not about going in and smashing your head against the wall. It really isn't. And so for me, Dora, we okay? Yeah. Okay. For me, I want you guys to really do the Titan Challenge 4. If there's one body part, go off. And like I said yesterday, I'm okay with you guys starting this out like complete savages. Go 100% on your workouts and destroy that body part. If you can, and if there is another body part that you have to get in that day, if you can, again, try to save it for later. Now, again, just because I'm not doing cardio because I just did this big cut. And I don't want to go back to cardio because I noticed what this last cut did to me. And I get that I was trying to develop something and do something different, but I got too stringy. I didn't like how it looked. I didn't like how the finished product, the artwork looked. I know it looked good for camera and photos. Cool. But I didn't like it. So I don't want to get on the cardio and be that stringy kind of 250 pounds ripped, but it looked flat to me. It didn't look round. And so I want those round belly muscles again. Thanks, Scott, for asking. So for you guys, we will put in cardio as we decide, as we move forward. But again, suggest this to me if you're willing to do another body part, because what's better than building muscle than training? Nothing. Can I talk about the importance of incline dumbbells versus flat press? They're both important. The only thing I would say is for a guy, the upper chest is more important than the flat. But for range of motion, you should do both exercises. I would just probably start with the inclines. And I don't know if you heard Chris talk about I did the 200s and all that kind of stuff. That was common knowledge or terminology for the 90s because there was 200-pound dumbbells
Right.
and everybody had to do the 200-pound dumbbells. And everybody had to do the 200-pound dumbbells on incline dumbbells.
Why would you not want to when the next guy's doing it and the other guy's doing it?
It is when Jay talks about Lee Priest coming in at 20, 21 years old and taking the 200s for a ride. I love that. Savages, all of them. But like Chris would play with those things, do a 500 incline, all of them. They're both important. I would recommend to anybody, especially you guys, to do inclines first and then do flats, and change it up. Change it up. Got them both in the Titan Challenge 4 program, so they're both there for you guys. But just for you, all of you, dumbbells are important, but I also agree that straight bar is important as well. Okay? Because I do hear a lot of people saying that they get a great contraction on dumbbells and they don't with straight bar. I'd make sure to get that contraction with the straight bar as well. I wouldn't run away from that.
I keep seeing people say it's not necessary to supplement with glutamine. I know you're a proponent of it. Can you explain why?
I can't explain why they would say that. I really can't. I don't. If it helps you 1% in my world, I do it. If it helps, and again, it's a product that recovers. Somebody else asked about sodium, and that do you put sodium in the water to keep the muscles fuller? There is nothing that keeps the muscles fuller than glutamine. It's crazy. 10 grams before the workout, 10 grams. You want to walk around filled out? It does more for me than creatine does. And then why some people would say, you got to remember also, some people say things like that because they don't want the 1%. Or they're like, well, it didn't make that much of a change. I didn't feel the stimulants. Like a pre-workout, you feel it. For me, I feel the glutamine. I can actually feel it in my clothes. So, and I can feel the recovery from it. I can't, again, listen, everybody's going to tell you something's good. And there's another half of people will tell you it's all bad. Don't use straight bars, only use dumbbells. Don't use dumbbells, only use straight bars. Don't do glutamine, do glutamine. This is something that you can figure this answer out for yourself in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, go get a bottle. Start it tomorrow, do it for 2 weeks, and then you let me know. And this is regardless of what I say or somebody else says, test this stuff. All of you test this stuff. I love creatine. You know what I took this morning that I absolutely love, and I feel a difference? L-carnitine.
Oh, L-carnitine's crazy.
But I feel L-carnitine. There's days I have L-carnitine and I feel it. And it's again a simple thing. I feel healthier and my skin looks better having vitamin C. Well, that's crazy. But again, it's just me paying attention to what I'm taking and what I like. And that stuff's, you're all going to do this. And I want you guys to do this. Don't just do what I say. Test yourself. If you hear something else, test it. Try it out. There's nothing wrong with that. Anybody and everybody here, if you're into health and fitness, you can buy a bottle of glutamine or a couple bottles and try it out for a month. I'll guarantee you this, though. If anybody does glutamine the right way, you're going to come back in a month and go, I'm stronger. I recovered better. I'm fuller. I feel better. I can't fathom why somebody would go something like glutamine. Why they would even argue the point. You don't need to do it. But those branch chains were for a while like that, weren't they?
Well, that was the point of me picking this question, is because I knew the answer would be just try it.
Jeffrey, always ahead of the game, man.
55-year-old from SoCal, can you explain what the Titan Challenge 4 is?
Titan Challenge 4 is a program that you're going to be doing with me and others, like-minded people in the private Titan Crew group. And what you'll do is you'll do the 12-week workout program along with the nutrition, and you'll check in with me every couple of weeks in the Titan Crew. And what I will do at that time is I will go over the questions and answers. There's 20 questions I'm going to ask you every couple of weeks on these check-ins. So you're basically going to pick up this program, and then I'm going to give my free time to you and everybody in the Titan Crew out of my schedule to work with you guys and look over your check-ins to make sure you are moving in the right direction. And I'm going to stay with you from day 1 to the 12th week until we finish this. So that's what the Titan Challenge 4 is.
You're not ready. Sir Juju. Hey, why you mix for telling people to train bro split? Natural should train muscle more than 1 time per week. Full body or upper lower split is best for natural.
I'm lost for a second. He's training with his brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
You and your brother, you guys, your bro and you train splits.
They bro out.
I'm not sure what you're saying, sir. You have to rewrite that question. Or can you kids ask what is he saying? Or what's that terminology? What's that terminology?
The bro split?
Well, he said he's natural, and he said the natural have to train harder and more.
Nope.
Maybe
He said they have to train
the body part
the
twice.
muscle more than 1 time.
So this guy just said
Full body.
they have to train the body more, even though they don't recover as well as the guys on drug. This guy, whoever that guy was, can we throw him up there?
My boy.
Yeah. So you may be the dumbest person on the internet today. Let me explain real simply for you. You don't train something that doesn't recover. And you definitely don't train something that doesn't recover as well as somebody that's taking something outside their body. So let me bring you down just back to the basic, I guess you would say that you read something and then you became that same study of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where you read one thing and then now you're brilliant at it. You actually may be the dumbest person on this live right now. You cannot train something that you cannot recover from. So doing 2 body parts a day is not going to help you, because you're not going to be able to take in or recover as much. And that's everybody. But again, do this, my friend. Go do that. Go train 2 body parts, 3 body. If training your body part twice and they got to train more, just go train your full body every day.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll see you next year on the Olympia stage.
Hell yeah.
But let's do this. This guy's a tool. Let's block him.
Okay. Well, what about this one? Are
Oh,
you
no.
live right now?
Oh. No,
We're not live.
we're not.
This is not live. Here's a good one.
Jeez Louise.
This is a real good one. What is the best way to keep accountability to the highest during the challenge?
You're going to get to a moment in the challenge, the Titan Challenge, that you feel, I'm not going to check in because I messed up. That's your crossroads. That is the moment where you have to go, I'm calling myself out. I'm doing the check-in anyways. I'm taking the photos and I'm putting it there because I messed up. And that's holding yourself to the highest standards. It may happen to everybody. And here's the problem with this. It comes to the point where it's like, hey, things are busy. Things got crazy. You made the commitment to do this for 12 weeks, right? If that imbalance of life, at some point you go, you know what? I got to give this up for something else. That's just a commitment to you. And you're going to easily quit this, and you're going to quit something down the road easier. And that's just going to continue to be an avalanche of quitting things. So that's how you stay true to the point of going, I'm doing the 12 weeks. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to be in the best shape of my entire life. And I'm getting the help of a coach and a crew around me that's going to be supporting me and helping me do this as well. So it's time to get unbalanced. Whereas David Goggins says, it's time to get uncomfortable. Is that what he says? I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to get more uncomfortable. So, yeah, that's the big thing. It won't be when everything's great. It's going to be when things are bad for you that you stay in this and you check in. Did you block the guy with the bro?
No.
Oh, jeez.
He might. Everyone loves an underdog.
He's not an underdog. He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot.
He might come back. You never know. He might come back. Hopefully, he comes back with some science-based.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely come back with science-based after he came back with bro science. Don't you know? That's what the natural people do. Yeah, just you're telling the 4-time Mr. Natural Universe this. Okay, cool. Great job. Give me another good one. That's fun.
How long on average does it take to set up the metabolism correctly?
It matters on how much damage has been done. Everybody is different. I'll give you an example. Mona takes a day. I've taken, when did I finish those shoots? August.
End of August?
So September. So all of September, October, November, December. Took me 4 months. Did I push it at an extreme, crazy ass level? Sure. But it still took me 4 months. Yeah. So, but everybody's different. Don't think that my 4 months is your. Maybe you're good in a week. Maybe you're good. Maybe you're already good. Maybe you don't even know it. Maybe you're at a calorie take that right now that we can play with and jumpstart your metabolism. So there's always that opportunity for everybody that's here and jumping into the Titan Challenge. Let me know on this next check-in and tell me, hey, I want to go in reverse. I want to jumpstart this thing. I don't want to take the slow process. I'm okay with that. Whatever you decide on this one.
What's the best way to get ready for the birthday squats?
Heath Evans trained for him. I think the best way to do it is not train for it. It's not about training. It's not about training for it. So birthday squats is, for me, differently. It is, Milo was a Greek god, and that's where I first got this at 17 years old. It was what Milo was doing every single day on the slow transfer of him becoming a man is what made him strong. And so it was that whatever we do in our weekly training is setting you up for birthday squats. You don't actually train for the birthday squats. It is that day that you can go in there and you just go off and leash off. And you've probably heard this. If anybody follows me, you've heard me say leash off and go to the dark place. That's the moments where you go in and just go, I know this is going to suck and I'm going to love it. Serge, you got any questions today?
This is your time to ask Michael her question. Instead of coming here,
Serge, what do you think of my mullet?
let's just-
It's getting better.
It is.
It's getting, come on, it's getting a little better.
It's all that eastbound and down.
Yeah, I freaking love it. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I just found the show Eastbound and Down. Kenny Powers. Just finished season 1. I almost just marathon that thing. Freaking love it. Oh. Oh, here's a good question.
Hi, Mike. What is the lowest rep range to do to build strength and to continue to do every workout?
I don't know what you mean and continue to do every work. I don't know what you mean by the last part.
Sustainable.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can do anything from 2 to 5 reps. There's low reps. And it's usually the first exercise, usually a compound movement, something like that. And then you can take the reps up from there for your secondary stuff. Hit your 8s to 10s after that. This was interesting. I don't know if this legend that Jeffrey Teague this morning is going to go live with us. But one of the big things he was talking about too is that, is he busy? Yeah, it's like with power bodybuilding is a lot of 2s and 3s, The sets are obviously between 5s and 8s. So there's a lot of sets with that stuff. But it's, again, that's trying to wake up your nervous system and really move that weights. Enjoy that. Try it out for a couple months and then come back and let us know how you like that. Do you? Thanks, man. Appreciate that. What do you got, Jeffrey? My eyes are tired today.
We talk about what lotions and skin regimen you have. Hair products you have to keep you-
Did we ever put up Ruth's?
I have it though. We can put up root.
Yeah, we'll put up the regimen I do. We'll throw that up here when. Oh, it could go today, right? Because Tuesday's an off day.
Yeah.
We'll throw it up. We'll save it for Thursday, but I'll put up a. We'll have that scheduled for Thursday. It's basically my regimen on what I do every month on protocols, facials, dermabrasion, that kind of stuff. And then also in there, we do talk about what lotions to put on during night. And then again, I'm a big, and then it's because of my heritage as well, but I've been a huge sunblock guy my entire life. As much as I love the sun, I am a sunblock guy. So, and then I get my D other ways, not like Serge does. Camping with guys. What is that? What is that, Serge? Him and Bobo.
How much exercise does Mike do for his pups? Do you walk them? If so, how often and for how long? How much exercise do your pups need?
How much do they need? Probably more than they get. 10 times they're two Timberwolf and two Huskies. So what do you think they walk? She takes them 45 minutes. Mo goes for sometimes a brisk run or a brisk walk. 45 minutes twice a day. Mornings and nights. That's her. She has a great relationship with her family. She talks to her brother and sister and mom on her runs. But they twice a day. Keep them healthy. And they're Huskies too. So they're savages. And then they swim with me, or I force them to swim with me. Thank you for the question. What do I think of what?
What do you think about testosterone?
Is that the one that everybody's talking about?
That's the hot one right now.
That's the peptide.
No, that's like hell no, that's like a test booster type pill.
Oh, okay. I don't try it out. I'm interested to find out these peptides. That's the main thing. Mostly like possibly real ones relative to bathwater or whatever people are ordering off the internet. You guys know about the peptides and what's going on right now with the peptides compared to the SARMs? Is that what it's called? SARMs? Because SARMs came out and everybody was asking about it and everybody was talking about it like it was a huge thing.
So bad.
And then
Yeah, right.
and they actually turned out to be, from what I understand or I've heard,
They crash you. Some of them crash you big time.
so again, crazy. Silly question. Sacrificing, what does cutting too quickly cause more people?
Look, scientifically,
Go for it.
Cutting too quickly causes more muscle loss as to cutting at a slow and steady rate.
I don't know if it does.
Scientific.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 12 weeks is a normal cut. So your body's not going to release anything faster. And then again, don't worry about losing any muscle when you do cut up, because you're just going to get it back when you put in your calories again, and that memory muscle comes right back. But yeah, I don't yeah, like you said, if you guys read this and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't. For me, I'm usually 12 weeks, and then I guess my question would be this: is 12 weeks isn't a fast cut. So what are they saying? Like, get ready for a show in 6 weeks, drop it in 6 weeks?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I did like the 30-day blitz, and I didn't drop the muscle. So that's the difference. I do this 12 weeks or whatever it was for the movie.
Yeah, right. You did it,
Look at me there.
You did it wrong and it turned out right. And then
Yeah,
you did it right
so,
and it turned out wrong.
Yeah, I did the 30-day blitz and looked freaking ridiculous, and that was 30 days. And then I did a 12-week diet for these movies, and I was like, eh. So I think it's also just how you doing and what your protein take is into.
So sign up for the 30-day blitz to get the rest.
But 30-day blitz, you want to do it and fast, boom, and look incredible. Here's Jeff's.
Hey, well, hey, Mike, I have some leftover D-ball. You want it? First of all, there's your mistake.
So I'm guessing your girlfriend left you.
No,
His girlfriend left.
The mistake is that it doesn't ask me for.
Oh no, yeah. Mona wants
The
it.
mistake is that he's got leftovers.
Yeah.
You don't always finish your D-ball.
You're asking the wrong person.
Oh, it was Deca. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Jack. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. But I'm guessing the D-ball didn't you doing you justice because you're still using a letter for your photo. You should have like a jacked photo there, right? At least like the
Hell yeah.
the fat guy with the traps.
D-ball.
Left down, iconic track photo.
The Connor trap photo. All right.
I gotta fly.
I'll see you later, kid. We're done. Jeffrey's out. I'm out. I'm done. If he's done working, I'm done working. Thanks, guys. Get over everybody. Your Titan Challenge 4 is updated, ready to go. Hit it.
Smash that link. Molest that link.
We out.